Welcome to the study of social science. This is the sixth video lecture of the seventh chapter of Civics, Outcomes of Democracy for class 10th. And the topic is the dignity and freedom of the citizens. In the last video lecture, we discussed how do democracies accommodate social diversity. In this video lecture, we will be covering the following points. How does democracy promote dignity and freedom of the individual? Examination of democracy never gets over. People are complaining is itself a testimony to the success of democracy. Let's start. Dignity means being valued or respected. Freedom and dignity are the essential value for every individual in society. Every individual wants to receive respect from another person in society. But the societies we are living are based on subordination and domination. We have class system, we have caste system. Even women are considered subordinate to men in all societies. Thus, in this scenario, it is not a simple matter to recognize that all individuals are equal in society. But when we talk about democracy, throughout the world, democracies have recognized for promoting the dignity and freedom of the citizens. Respect and dignity are the basis of democracy. Now the question is, how does democracy promote dignity and freedom of the individual? Here we can take two cases: the dignity of women and caste inequality. Historically, most of the societies were male-dominated societies, where women were not treated equally and with respect. Long struggle by women made people realize that the respect to women and equal treatment of women is necessary. Women got all the rights to vote, right to equal pay, property rights, which helped women to regain their status in society. But we know that it was only possible because the principle of dignity and freedom is recognized in democracy. But in non-democratic regimes, the principle of individual freedom and dignity has not the legal and moral force. Therefore, women in non-democratic regimes have not a legal basis to raise their voice against any unjust. In case of caste inequality, the democratic government of India has passed laws against caste-based discrimination. It has provided equal status and opportunity to the discriminated caste. Even though caste inequalities have not completely disappeared from society, but people are aware of their democratic rights and they can raise their voice against it. In short, democracy promotes dignity and freedom of the individual in the following manner. Historically, most of these societies were male-dominated societies. Long struggle by women made people realize that respect to women and equal treatment of women is necessary in society. And we know that it was only possible because in democracy the principle of dignity and individual freedom is recognized. But in non-democratic regimes, the principle of individual freedom and dignity has not the legal and moral force. Therefore, women in non-democratic regimes have not a legal basis to raise their voice against any unjust. In case of caste inequality, the democratic government of India has passed laws against caste-based discrimination. Government has provided equal status and opportunity to the discriminated caste. Even though caste inequalities have not completely disappeared from India, but people are aware of their democratic rights and can raise their voice against it. Next, we have some statements to justify. The first one is, examination of democracy never gets over. As democracy passes one test, it produces another test itself, which means in a democratic country, people always come up with more expectations. For example, if people have right to education, they would expect free education to all. Thus, the process will continue and the examination of democracy will never get over. But this process makes democracy even better. Next statement is, people are complaining is itself a testimony to the success of democracy, which means that if people are complaining against any of the problems, it is the best proof that democracy has established in that country. People do not have any fear. They are aware of their rights and able to criticize the government for its wrong policies. The last one is, public dissatisfaction with democracy shows the success of the democratic project, which means that if people are not satisfied with democracy or democratic project, it proves that they are aware of their rights and their duties as citizens. They believe that their vote makes a difference. They have power to form government. Even they can change the government. This is all about the dignity and freedom of the citizens. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.